a lot of my looks have a deeper meaning to it than, it's conversation pieces that I like to put on. And then when people are intrigued by it, I give them the story behind it. Wardrobe styling is telling a story. When you introduce the character to whether it's a music video or a TV show or film, you're introducing them to the world. Your style is you introducing yourself and letting people know who you are without saying a word.
Yes.
So doing that, telling those stories, for me, it's like just.
So welcome, Ms. Kenge, to the show. I am so honored to have you here as a guest, and I'm excited to tell the world about your brand and how amazing that it is. So I'm gonna jump right into the questions. Are you ready?
Yes, thank you. I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
It is truly my pleasure. Okay, so my first question for you is, when did you fall in love with fashion and what was that experience like for you?
I think I fell in love with fashion really young, maybe around I guess since I could walk. I would put on my mother's shoes and dress up like her because I wanted to be just like her and my aunts. Watching my mom go to work, my aunts go to work, just to see how they would switch up from wearing, what they wear in the house, as opposed to if they're going outside or going to work or wherever they're going. I used to love when I used to ride the train and see the women and men going to work and see what they would wear, because it was a lot different from what they had on from around the way. Playing dress up, that's when it started. But then TV and film, watching Soul Train, watching Moesha and Brandy, watching Monica, looking at, music videos and movies with anybody with us with our representation in it. And it's I wanted to emulate them or recreate them just to be seen and, to be visible.
Yes. So where are you from?
I'm from Brownsville, Brooklyn.
Yes. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Never ran, never will.
Never ran, never will. Yes. Okay. So we know how you fell in love with fashion. So tell us about how you started to enter into the professional world. What was your journey of becoming a professional designer and stylist?
When I was about 9 or 10 years old, my aunt Evangeline was so stylish and so fashionable, so chic. She would create these outfits, and I wanted to do that as a little girl. So she had a sewing machine, and I used to ask her hey, what is that? How do you work it? But she never got around because she moved out of town, and life took a course on her, and I never got the opportunity to learn with her. But ever since I saw that sewing machine sitting on the table at my grandmother's house, I always wanted to figure out how to use it. But years later it came. I guess one day God woke me up. I got in a really bad car accident in 2013, and I was out of work for almost a year.
Oh, wow.
And it was just I was just, idle time is the devil's workshop. So I was just so bored. I'm you know what? Let me just follow my passion. So I thought back to when I was that 10-year-old girl. I had so much time on my hands. Let me try to learn a new skill that I always was intrigued about. So I woke up in the middle of the night, ordered a sewing machine on Amazon. It was on sale. It was a Cyber Monday sale for maybe $150.
Nice.
And it came 2 days later, and then it sat on my table for months because I didn't know how to thread it. I didn't know how to sew. But then months later, God woke me up again.
All right.
In the middle of the night. He always wakes me up at the middle of the night. And he was go to your friend YouTube. So I went to YouTube and learned how to thread the machine, thread a bobbin, things like that.
Nice. Mm-hmm. Do you have anybody in the professional business that you look up to that inspires you in fashion?
I'm going to say everybody female, because fashion is a male dominated industry, music and movies, television. But growing up, I used to love watching Soul Train, anything where anybody black was at. because it's just like I just wanted to learn more about the culture and us and see how we were so different, but
Yes.
but we're the same. One of my favorite artists, Little Kim, Foxy Brown from Brooklyn. Um, who else? Even Queen Latifah. Who else? Salt and Pepper.
Yes, Salt and Pepper with the jackets.
Like I used to think I was Brandy, and anything that she had on, I try to emulate or recreate or redesign to try to get that kind of look. Just looking at any woman of color growing up on TV, in the music videos or movies, that was the inspiration.
Nice, nice. So I know there are a lot of artists and people that you looked up to and tried to emulate. So how would you define your personal style?
My personal style, like I would say the over the top minimalist.
Oh, nice. I love that. The over the top minimalist.
I would say that because sometimes it's like I'm like really plain Jane at heart, like day to day. But when it's time to go out, it's time to go out.
Yes.
But it's like sometimes you'll catch me with something classic, but with a twist.
Nice, nice. So with that being said, I just want to touch on your look today, which I think the boots are fabulous. It's giving me Mary J. Blige.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about the look that you are rocking today.
Well, it is a bit of an homage to Mary J. Blige. That's like the queen. I love her. I actually graduated from the Misa Hilton Fashion Academy this past summer, and just trying to really identify my brand. I'm just trying to represent, like I said, for the women that I looked up to. Also just staying true to like just being that girl next door, around the way girl.
Yes.
So it's giving that feel. Also, we rooting for everybody Black. So, I like to always stay close to Black brands. Right now I'm wearing a luxury streetwear brand, City of Saints and Rebel, which we've done a couple of partnerships with.
Nice.
They have an excellent quality and I love them. And it's one of my favorite brands right now. And that's what I try to promote. I try to either create looks by Black designers or Black streetwear brands in most of my shoots.
Nice, nice. So tell me about your clientele. Like, who does your brand cater to?
My brand caters to, let me tell you how the brand started. So the brand started one day. I got invited to an event and I wanted to wear something different that I never saw anybody have. Like, I like to be unique. And I went on Fulton Street to the fabric store and I bought some kente fabric. So, once I got a little bit more acclimated with my machine, I started creating circle skirts. So I made a circle mini skirt.
I saw that one.
Yeah, it's on
Social
my
media.
Instagram.
Yes,
Back
on
in
Instagram.
2017, I made a circle mini skirt, and they loved it. It was like Ankara kente cloth print, and I was walking to the store near Fulton, and men and women was pulling over in their cars, like, "Excuse me, miss, where did you get that skirt?" And I'm like, "I made it." They like, "No, you didn't." I said, "Yes, I did." They said, "Could you make me a skirt?" So I took their information and I went back to the fabric store. Maybe a couple days later, that print was sold out. So people saw the print that I created the circle skirt with,
and they went to buy it.
And they sold out of the skirt.
Wow.
And that was like in 2017. That's when I felt like that was that moment when God was like, "You need to do this," because I was just doing it for me. And then so many people would ask me to do things for them. And it's like, I didn't want to be into business. I was just like a selfish designer. It was about me and, building things, the aesthetics of my house, creating pillows and curtains, like unique pieces. But when people start to come to me and I had an increase in the volume, that's how I knew. My clientele is, the person who wants to stand out, and the person who wants to be seen, not necessarily heard. This is your professional women. These are your even your plus size women, because one thing I do notice, getting older in age and becoming more curvy, the industry standard does not fit or flatter our body types. So that's why I started to create pieces for myself, because it was a more flattering look. Yes. So plus size women and petite women would come to me like, hey, could you do this? Could you alter? Could you change that? Could you make it like that? And then I would create things like that. And then one client turned into the next client that turned to the next client.
So they kept making referrals.
Yes. Like it's really referral based what I do, because I'm kind of like underground, kind of like Dapper Dan.
Yes,
who I love.
I love Dapper Dan.
For the men, because I've represented the ladies, but Dapper Dan is like the epitome of like, I grew up around the way, so we saw like the drug dealers on the corner and how fly and flashy they were. But I was watching their girlfriends, and they had the minks and they had the gold chains, and they, and I love that. Even though, you may see that in the movies now on TV, but we really came from that era. We lived in that era. So that's why sometimes I'll be stuck in that moment, because it was just like a time that's like etched. And then the people,
it's timeless.
Yes. Yeah. It's like a lot of people refer back to that time, and it's just like, that's such a nostalgic time for me. It's for me coming to age and growing up and becoming into my own,
Nice. So can you tell me about some of the challenges that you have with designing and styling? Well, first of all, I would like you to educate everyone and talk about what is the difference between designing and styling.
Okay, so to me, designing is like the construction of a garment. So from pattern to cut and sew to completion. So that's to create the garment. So it's like, you basically like an architect. You get a sheet of paper, you cut out the pattern. It's like a blueprint to what you want to design. Styling for me is how you put your looks together, because you could have two people in the same outfit, but they can style it completely different.
Totally different.
And it'll give a different effect. So you might be well received or not received, but just adding a little touch here, a little tuck here, a little hem here, an accessory, a hat, a shade that elevates. I think styling elevates the look. Like, you could be a designer, you can create a look, but the stylist elevates the look.
Right. I like that. I love that. So what are some of the challenges that you face in both areas with designing and styling?
Well, I'm pretty new to styling, design too. For me, being a mom, that's the best job I have in the world.
Yes, come on.
And it's a challenging job, but it's doable. I think creating that work-life balance, being able to say no. When I was in class last semester, they say, be sure when you say yes, you prepare for that yes. Because when you say no, no can be expensive. Ooh. Right. So it's been a couple times where I created, pieces for people, and I ran out of fabric. I had to go order something online or run out to the store, or something happened, the garment got damaged. So just making sure that you have efficient supplies, making sure that you're managing your time effectively. Yes. And making sure that you have time for self-care, because sometimes when crunch time comes, like let's say it's a fashion show or a photo shoot, or a client is going to a wedding, it's like you feel that anxiety 10 times, because you are like responsible for the look. And when the look goes bad, it goes bad. But when it goes good, it goes good. Yes. So it's just like balancing it all, being a mom, being a working mom, being an entrepreneur, and doing it all, juggling. For me, that's the challenge. But I'm learning when to say yes and when to say no, and having boundaries.
Yes. Right into that. Okay, so let's get into this specific dress, this beautiful birthday dress that you have created. I want you to take me through your thought process of how you created it and how it came to be.
Okay, so When I designed this dress, this is some of the fabric that I utilize. It's a beautiful
Beautiful.
mosaic, sequence mosaic mesh fabric that I
Yes.
got from a local fabric store in Brooklyn, which I won't mention
Okay.
because they'll be sold out.
Right. Just like the skirt, the circle
Yes,
skirt.
yes. So I got it from this store, and then it's like when I go visit the fabric store, when I go to Source Fabric, it's like the fabric has to speak to me.
Yes.
So a lot of the time, like even when I shop, like whether for fabric, clothing, shoes, whatever, it's like I'll go to the store and I'll browse, and then I'll go home, and then it haunts me at night, and I'm like, I gotta go back and get it.
Right.
And that's how I know if it's still there, it's for me. So this piece, I saw it, I was like, I don't know what I could do with it. So I went home and thought about the look. And I said, you know what? That would be beautiful in that fabric. So I didn't have a concept or a dress for my birthday. And I made this dress within like a day.
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
Wow,
A
you made that dress in
hours.
one day?
Couple
So
hours.
do you sketch out your designs, or is it
Yes.
more visual? Okay.
And so normally I'll visualize it, and then I do sketch.
Nice.
I do sketch it out, and then normally sometimes I'm not a great sketch artist, but everyone could see the image I'm trying to portray on the page. But when you put it on, it comes to life.
Yes. So tell me about accessories and how they enhance the outfit, and how important are accessories to the outfit, how it adds to it or takes away or makes it fancy or makes it more streetwear. Like, tell me about the accessories.
Yeah, so for me, accessories is my thing. I'm an accessory girl. I'm a shoes, bag, earring girl.
Yes.
The accessories, just like styling and fashion, it tells a story. So my accessory is basically, it's like a white bamboo, which is kind of odd. Normally you see a gold bamboo earring, but this is the bamboo door knocker. So it's giving you a different light. Like this is a nostalgic classic, but it's different with a new spin on it.
Yes, and also the hair. I love how the hair corresponds with the earring, corresponds with the boots,
Yes.
and the pop of the color.
Thank you. Like this is like my signature look. Like when I really got into fashion, like in high school, going into high school, this was my signature hairstyle. This is like the doobie wrap with the pins, and then you go get the wash and set from the Dominican.
Yes.
So that was my signature look. I wanted to stay true to the essence of where I came from. And when I was in high school, I would wear a lot of pink. So some people would call me pretty in pink. Oh, they call me hey pink or hot pink. So I used to wear a lot of pink based off of one of my other favorite sneakers. So I had the 95 Air Max in fuchsia.
Oh, in fuchsia.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I would wear those a lot, and then I would take the shoe and I would match different outfits to style the shoe. So those were the 95 Air Max will always be one of my favorite sneakers. So
nice.
Just to get into like streetwear and things like that. But that's where it came from. So it's like I just wanted to pay homage to, where I came from, where my style and my fashion, my love of fashion came from.
Beautiful. So speaking of pink, we have these beautiful flamingo hot pink earrings that you paired with this dress, which I think is amazing. It goes like almost perfectly, actually, right? With the yellow.
It goes perfect with you too.
Yes, with me as well.
See?
Yes. Look at the stylist working on that. She can't help it. She can't turn it off. Yes, that's beautiful.
So one thing, like I think it's the peacocks. The peacocks are very territorial.
Yes.
And one thing about peacocks, like I like how they, they flex their beauty when they expand their wings. They want to be seen.
Yes.
So that was kind of reminiscent of the flamingo. So we were going towards south. So I just wanted to give it like a vacation feel. Like even though it was like a business trip, I wanted to stay true to like the vacation.
Yes, of course. Okay. How do you see your work evolving in the next 5 years?
One of my career goals is to become like a costume designer for TV and film.
Yes.
Also, I could see myself, building like a brand partnership and doing some creative direction. Like helping out the concepts with some of the brands, the bigger brands. That's one of
Nice.
my personal goals. And also, I want to be like a couturier.
Oh, couturier.
Yes.
Explain that.
So, well, my name of my fashion, my designs is Kenge Kouture. Kenge, meaning royal in the African translation, and then couture meaning fashion. Couture being fashion in French. So a couturier is someone who makes beautiful pieces by hand, and it takes a lot of man hours to get it completed. Like a lot of the pieces that you see on the red carpet at the Met Gala, High Fashion and Milan Fashion Week, Paris Fashion Week, New York Fashion Week, you have some designers that are couture. So we want to take our time and make quality, timeless pieces that appeal to a larger audience.
Yes, quality, timeless pieces. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
So where can we get a piece of Kenge Kouture? How can we book you?
Well, you can follow me on my social media. You can find me on Facebook, Kenge Kouture, Kenge spelled with a K, Enge, Couture with a K, Kouture, and also on Instagram. Right now, I'm in word of mouth only, but in the new year, the website will be out and you'll be able to order custom pieces from Kenge Kouture in 2023.
Well, amen to that.
Amen.
I want to thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you.
on this show. You have a wealth of knowledge about fashion,
Oh,
and
thank
it is
you.
just flowing out of you. And I have learned so much in minutes speaking to you, and I know that the world can gain a lot of wisdom from you. I am so excited for Kenge Kouture to see where the brand goes in 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 25, 50 years from now. So this will not be the last time I see you on this platform. You will definitely be a partner.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you so much for taking your time.
I appreciate you too. Can I give
you a hug?
You can! You know!